Hi everyone, welcome back. We're in my garage. Sorry it's not a great area of scenery, but just wanted to take you along the journey with me as I plant some strawberries. These are bare root strawberries, and I've heard that they can work well, and I've also heard not to buy them, but we're gonna give them a try and we're gonna see if they work out. I have 2 boxes here. Each box has, I believe, 10 plants. Yep, 10 plants. These are strawberry quinault, and they're good for hardiness zones 4 through 8. Here in Nebraska, I'm in 6A, so we're in the right zone. These like full sun. I don't have a bed that I can dedicate to them, so I do have this little planter here. I'd like to invest in a green stock. I don't know if any of you have a green stock. If you do, what's your favorite one? Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear what your favorite one is. But this is what I have for now. So I am going to go ahead and put them in here. I have 20 plants, and here I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 slots where I can put strawberries. So I am going to potentially put some of the strawberry plants in my raised beds right outside of my back door on the patio, because I haven't quite decided what else I'm going to put there other than herbs. So I will take you along the journey with me. I did already fill these up. I'll show you here. I filled these up with various different types of soil. Compost, some garden soil, and some raised bed soil. Make sure that you're watering these well. But okay, so I'm gonna take you along the journey here while I get these all planted in. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do something more in here other than strawberries. If I do, I'll probably maybe do every other slot so that I can maybe put some other things in here. What are your favorite things to grow with your strawberries? Do you have any favorite companion plants that you grow? I'd love to know what else you put with them. Okay, so first and foremost, let me get one of these open. There's 10 plants in here, and it does say to soak them in water for a few minutes. So I have this bowl of water here. So let's see. And I might honestly mix some of the soil that came with them into here as well, just so it has some of that soil. I'm just gonna dump this all out in here for a second so I can get the strawberry plants out. All right, so there's a little rubber band in here. Get that off of here. All right, so here are the roots. I'll come close so you can see them. So this is 10 separate plants. So here's one plant. These are the roots down at the bottom, and this is the plant here. Strawberries do not like to be planted very deep, so you definitely want to, I'll show you guys how I do this, but you don't want to plant them too far into the dirt. Mainly just putting their roots, I'm going to set these down, putting their roots from here down into the soil, and then making sure this whole top of the plant is above the soil level. So I'm going to put these in the water here. What are your guys' favorite strawberries to grow? This is only my first year doing strawberries, so I haven't had any success yet because I haven't grown any. So we'll see how we do here. I'm gonna open this other box and get these guys going as well. like to buy live plants for the most part, so I'm hoping that these do okay. Looks like some of these are starting to sprout up a little bit. I could be wrong. Here, I'll show you guys. You tell me if these are, I'm assuming this is strawberry plants that are coming up. This little green part, it looks like it's gonna be hard. I won't be able to zoom in, but these look like starting of the little leaf nodes. But again, the roots are down here. This is the main plant up here. Yeah, I do see some life in this one. You guys probably can't see it super close, but definitely a lot more color than the other bag I just opened up. So excited to see that in this box. This is my first year really doing much with fruit. I know I shared with you guys in my last video that I have some fruit bushes, and I'm really excited this year to see how they do, because I haven't gotten much of anything off of them just yet. They're still pretty young, and hoping that we start to get some fruit from them, even if it's just a couple berries this year, but excited to see how they do. I'm gonna read the instructions here. So it says to soak the plants in water for a few minutes before planting. May be planted in any well-drained soil. Dig a hole large enough to encompass the roots without bending or circling. Set the plant in place on the crown. Oh yeah, that's what I was telling you. Making sure the crown of the plant is above the soil level. They do not like to be buried deep. They will not do well. And then it says cover with soil to original soil surface. Apply 6 inches of mulch for root protection. Water thoroughly. Apply fertilizer after growth begins. All right. It says when to plant outdoors. I do have a couple friends that grow strawberries, and their strawberries are starting to come up, starting to get some green leaves going. And some people have even said that some of theirs are starting to flower. Which is super exciting. If you guys don't know, the flowers on the strawberry plants are where the strawberries start. So if they're pollinated correctly by the beneficial pollinators, they will grow fruit from the flower. So excited about that. I'm hoping that we get a successful crop. But strawberries are good for pollinators too. They love the flowers on them. Okay, so let me find my little shovel here. I don't know where to set it. There it is. I'm actually going to take my tower apart so that I can plant each of them decently. Here, I may have put a little bit too much soil in here, but maybe once we water it, it'll settle down. Or not planted, but put too much soil in here. With the roots, it says not to bend or circle them, and let them have a good amount of space. So I wanna make sure they get deep enough, but then I do wanna come back and mulch them well so that these containers stay nice and moist. I've seen a lot of people use hay. I don't have any hay, but maybe I'll go down to Tractor Supply. Maybe they'll have some baby chicks that we can look at. Ellie and I are so excited. Ellie's my youngest. We eventually want to get chickens, and this year may not work out because of my hip surgery, but we have been learning all the ways to take care of chickens, and I think it would be so fun to hatch out our own chickens just so the kids can see the process, the life cycle, things like that. I'd really like to show them that as well. All right, I'm gonna grab some of these that I put in here originally. All right, where's the crown plant, or the crown of the plant? Okay, so the crown of our plant is up here. The roots are down here. I've got a little hole in here. And that is almost the perfect height. See if I can bring you guys a little bit closer for the next couple. But again, you just want to make sure the crown of the strawberry plant is above the soil level. They do not like to be buried deep. And then just kind of lightly pack the soil in, not super packed down. And then we'll water together in a little bit and make sure that soil's good and tight around the flower without being too compact. If you get it too compact, the plant can't grow, or the roots don't really get going. So you want to have it enough packed in there, but not like concrete, if that makes sense. Some of these, I wonder if they will actually do anything. I question it a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how they do. I'm just a little nervous with the way some of them look. Trying to make sure I didn't put them too deep into the pocket here. You want to, on these types of planters, you want to keep them closer to the front of the pocket as opposed to in the center, because then they won't get enough sunlight if we get them too close to the center. But I think I did okay on that one. Some of the soil has some really big foresty pieces, which is really, it's just wood. So think like mulch. It's just a big piece of mulch that's in here, which isn't terrible to have in there, but you don't want too much, otherwise the roots of your plants won't be able to spread very easily. Some of these plants just, I don't know. I guess I haven't planted bare roots before, so I'll try not to be so skeptical. We'll hope together that these work out, and if they don't, I will find some live plants to get started. This is about the time when everyone starts to separate theirs. I'll show you later in the season with the strawberries if they do well. They will also, I don't know if I want to call it sucker, but they will send out shoots, which is like a baby plant. And the baby plant won't flower in the first year, but they will if you put some soil next to them. You can cut the baby from the mama plant and it will produce fruit in the next season. I just wanted to show you, here's a strawberry plant, the soil down at the bottom, the crown of the plant is right down here. I'll show you one before I set another topper on this next one here. That way you guys can see what it looks like before I get them all covered up. show you these before I go ahead and grab the next pot here. So as you can see, here is one that has some alive growth. I think they're all alive. They just aren't showing much sign of it just yet. So just wanted to show you. So you want to make sure the crown of the plant is above the soil line. And then the roots, from the roots down, obviously. So the roots are all in the soil. And we've got 3 in here. So this one, they don't look like much right now. So we're just gonna kind of let them do their thing. We'll water them in really well. And then again, it says once they start to show signs of growth or life, we can fertilize them. So I'll probably give them just a little bit of time. I'm not quite sure how long it will take for the growth to happen. So if any of you know, if you've grown strawberries from the bare roots like this, how long does it typically take for you guys to start to see some growth coming in? I'm interested. If you want to drop a comment and let me know, that'd be great. I'm gonna try to trust the process here, but they just don't look like much, which is hard for me because I'm so used to having the plants alive. I grow a lot of my plants from seed. So seeing just all the roots and no green, I think is what's throwing me off a little bit. All right, so I've got about 5 more plants that I've got to find a home for. But let me show you guys these. The finished project. Let me dry my hands off here. So we've got quite a few plants in here. Again, I think we decided 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I will have to find another container like this to hopefully be able to get the rest of these done. I'll probably put those, I'm gonna go out to the raised beds in the back outside of the patio. I'll get these watered and then that will be it for my day today. Thanks for coming along with me. Remember to subscribe, leave me comments if you have any questions or if you have any tips or tricks with strawberries. Thanks guys, God bless.